Today, we'll continue from chapter 16. So, in the previous classes, we have been discussing from chapter 15, wherein when the entire universe was completely became dark by the darkness created by the embryo in the womb of Diti, the Devatas became kind of afraid. They went to Lord Brahma. They requested Lord, they said Lord Brahma that this is because of the womb of Diti. So please do something. Then Lord Brahma, taking this opportunity, talks about the cause of the womb. Who is there in the womb of Diti? Lord Brahma is going to that story. So once four Kumaras, with intention to travel throughout the universe, they traveled everywhere and then wanted to go to Vaikuntha and have darshan of Lord Vishnu. They came here. While they were entering into 7 gates, 6 gates, no one stopped. At the 7th gate, the 2 gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya, stopped them. So 4 Kumaras were not happy at all because they were stopped, because they were eager to have darshan of Lord Vishnu. At the same time, they were like small kids. No one stopped small kids. So they cursed the Kumaras, saying that are you people seeing the friend and enemy kind of difference? This is not to be seen in the Vaikuntha. This kind of things only one can observe in the material world. You better go there. Like that, our four Kumaras cursed Jaya and Vijaya. Then Jaya Vijaya immediately fell at the feet of four Kumaras and begged forgiveness. And four Kumaras also were feeling a little bit sorry at the time. Lord Vishnu came out along with Mother Lakshmi in order to fulfill the desire of four Kumaras that they wanted to have darshan of Lord Vishnu. They fell flat, offered obeisances, experienced the bliss of the Lord's transcendental form. And then there was also some transformation. Then the four Kumaras offered their wonderful prayers unto Lord Vishnu, expressing their gratitude to Lord Vishnu. At the end, they said that, please forgive us. It seems that we have unnecessarily cursed your 2 gatekeepers. Please do the needful. Whatever is fit to be done, please do accordingly. Like that, they request Lord Vishnu in the last verse of the last chapter. And today, we will discuss from chapter 16. In the 16th chapter, the Lord accepts the curse made by the Kumaras who were fearful because they knew that the Lord had affection for the gatekeepers who had love for the Supreme Lord. So, in this chapter, we will see why all these things happened. What was the reason? The reason, everything will be explained in detailed manner in this chapter. But for the first, because the four Kumaras, having stated so many things, they said that please forgive us, my dear Lord, and you do the needful, whatever is suitable. For that, and after saying that, the Kumaras are feeling very sorry and they're trembling. We have come to Vaikuntha with the intention to have the darshan of Lord Vishnu, and we have cursed Lord's men. Lord must be very angry. But Lord is looking smilingly, so they're confused. Is Lord really angry or happy with us? But in any case, they are afraid. Lord might be unhappy with them. So they are trembling. So now, in order to pacify them, in order to console them, Lord speaks elaborately on the glories of Brahmanas in the first section. So we'll see that. Brahmo Vacha. One of you can repeat after me. Iti tad grunatam tesham Krishna, one of you can repeat after me.
Iti tat brunatam stesham
Muninam yoga dharminam
muninam yoga dharminam
prati nandya jagadedam
Pratinandya Jagadedam
Vikunta Nirayo Vibhu.
Vikuntha Nilayo Vibhu. Translation: Lord Brahma said, after thus congratulating the sages for their nice words, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose abode is in the kingdom of God, spoke as follows.
Lord Brahma, praising the sages, convergent with yoga principles, who had praised him, the Lord, whose abode is Vaikuntha, spoke as follows. The Kumaras, little now, they offered wonderful prayers, etc. And now the Lord is going to speak to the Kumaras. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha.
श्रीभगवानुवाच
एतौ तौ प्रसादौ मह्यम्
एतौ तौ पार्षदौ मह्यम्
जयो विजय एव च
जयो विजय एव च
कदर्थीकृत्य मां यद्वो
कदर्थीकृत्य मां यद्वो
बहु बहु अक्राताम् अतिक्रमम्
बहु अक्राताम् अतिक्रमम्
यस्ते तयोर्धृतो दण्डो
एतौ यस्त एतयोर्धृतो दण्डो
भवद्भिर्माम् अनुव्रतै
भवद्भिर्माम् अनुव्रतै
स एवानुमतोऽस्माभिर्
स एवानुमतो अस्माभिर्
मुनयो देवहेलनात्
मुनयो देवहेलनात्
Yes.
Translation, Prabhu?
Yes, Mata, you can read. No, you read from the book. You have book with you?
Yes.
Yeah, you can read from the book.
So, text 2 translation. The personality of Godhead said, these attendants of mine, Jaya and Vijaya by name, have committed a great offense against you because of ignoring me. Text 3 translation. O great sages, I approve of the punishment that you who are devoted to me have meted out to them.
So in the very beginning, in order to pacify the Kumaras, in order to make them easy, because currently they are afraid and they are trembling that we have come to Vaikuntha with intention to have Lord Darshan, but we have offended Lord's devotees. More than that, we have cursed them. So Lord must be very angry. So in order to make them easy and make them composed, Lord says that, oh great sages, since my two followers Jaya and Vijaya, ignoring me, have seriously offended you, I permit the punishment given by you, who are dedicated in vows to me, since they have committed offense to me. So, my dear Kumaras, please don't feel sorry about it. What you have done is also correct, is actually correct, because my two attendants have unnecessarily offended you, who are completely dedicated to me. So whatever punishment you have offered, given to them, is the apt punishment. So in the very beginning only, the Lord was trying to console the Kumara so that they feel composed and they feel normal. You should not be afraid of having committed offense. That is expressed in 11 verses. Text number 2 to 12, Lord Vishnu is speaking. Maya means my. Since these two, ignoring me, have seriously committed offense to you, because they have ignored the conduct desired by me. Because these two are my gatekeepers and they are mine. They know about my nature, they know about my behavior, they will know about my respect towards Brahmanas. Still, they respected you and they stopped you and they offended you. So, whatever curse you have given, whatever punishment you have given, that is good for them. So, you don't feel sorry for that. Like that, Lord is trying to uh, make them feel free, something like that. The punishment I should give has been done by you, who have vows dedicated to me, because they have actually offended me. So, by being the servants of mine, being the residents of Vaikuntha, They are supposed to follow the intentions of the master. Because they have not followed my intentions, I am supposed to punish them. Since I have not punished, you have given them punishment. It is as good as my punishment. So you don't feel sorry for that. Like that, Lord Vishnu is trying to compose the four Kumaras who are feeling very much afraid. So like that. And then from now on, the rest of the verses, in order to make four Kumaras feel really that yes, they are of some worth. Yes, they are of respectable nature. Yes, they are worthy of respect. So Lord speaks the glories of the Brahmanas. Now let's see what kind of glories of the Brahmanas Lord is describing. Tadva prasadayamyadya
तद्वा प्रसादाम्याद्या
Brahmadevam.
one person, not two. Brahmadevam paramhima
ब्रह्मदैवं परं हि मे
तद्धीति आत्मकृतं मन्ये
तद्धीति आत्मकृतं मन्ये
यस्वपुम्बेरसत्कृता.
यत्स्वपुम्बेरसत्कृताः. Translation: To me, the Brahmana is the highest and most beloved personality. The disrespect shown by my attendants has actually been displayed by me because the doormen are my servitors. I take this to be an offense by myself. Therefore, I seek your forgiveness for the incident that has arisen.
Today I must ask you for forgiveness. I worship the Brahmanas above all else. Lord is saying that I beg forgiveness because I worship the Brahmanas all else by me. Since my servants disrespected you, I consider that I have committed the offense to you. So Lord says that. So whatever servants does, it is actually the master's thing. Moreover, I have made offense against you. How is it your offense? The Kumaras are asking. How can you say that you are offending us? My dear Lord, please don't say like that. Then Lord says that if Jaya and Vijaya were not my servants, and I had not been so affectionate to them, there would be no offense on my part. Jaya and Vijay are my servants and they are my gatekeepers, and I also have affection for them. So whatever they have done, it is as good as I have done. So that's how the Lord says that, please forgive me. So whatever they have done is as good as I have done. So today I have offended all both of you. Like that, the Lord is begging forgiveness from Kumaras. Because he says that are always I worship the Brahmanas more than me. But today I have disrespected such Brahmanas. So this is a big offense on my part. Please forgive me for that. So like that, Lord is saying. यन्नामानि च गृह्णाति
यन्नामानि च गृह्णाति
लोको भृत्ये कृतागसि
लोको
Vritye
कृतगस्ति
Kritagasti.
सो साधुवाद तत्कीर्तिम्
सोऽसाधुवतस्तत्कीर्तिम्
हन्ति त्वचम् इवामया.
हन्ति त्वचम् इवामयः. Translation: A wrong act committed by a servant leads people in general to blame his master. Just as a spot of white leprosy on any part of the body pollutes all of the skin.
When a servant commits sin using the name of his master, the master gets criticized and has his fame destroyed. Just as a white spot on the skin condemns a person as a leper. So normally when a person, as a normal person commits offense, it is his own offense. But when a person while executing duty under somebody's subordination, by being in that position, offend someone, so that offense is considered with the offense of the master. Yen namani cha grihananti loko brutte kritagasi. Whatever brutya does, it is as good as done by the master. So it is like that. Like that, one example is given. So in a battle, the king fights, the minister fights, the commander-in-chief fights, and all the army fights. Sometimes more than a king, the minister can fight valiantly, the commander-in-chief also can fight valiantly, the army also can fight valiantly. But at the end, the victory is attributed to the king. The king is victorious. The king defeated the opponent king. Like that only they say. They don't say that in the army so and so person has fought very valiantly because that only the king became victorious. That no one will say. Whatever the subordinates did, that is all belonging to master only. Similarly, if they have done good, the good comes to the king. If they have done bad, the bad also comes to the king. So like that it is considered. But how can the Lord commit offense? Even if you do, who could punish you? How can you restrict yourself? My dear Lord, please. First of all, you cannot commit offense. Even if you commit, who is there to judge that Lord's offense is offense? So please don't say that sorry to us. Don't say that you have committed the offense and don't say sorry to us. As Kumara say, the Lord says that there can be no punishment. Infamy alone will be the punishment. Lord says that, okay, I am the Lord, so no one will punish me. But infamy itself is a great punishment for me. There is nothing more than that. The fame of a master is destroyed by a servant who performs sinful activities in the name of the master. Just as white leprosy mark destroys the entire skin. Even though entire body may be beautiful, but if there is a white leprosy mark in one place, the people say that this person has got leprosy. Even though there may be a small spark, the rest of the body is so beautiful, but still people criticize that person because of that one small mark. Similarly, the king may be very good, but if one of the servants are not good, the king is criticized for that. Like that. People would criticize a person with a with a white spot, saying this person has leprosy. So that's why Lord says that though one of my servant has committed offense, it is as good as my offense because he is my servant and it is happening in my abode. So like that, Lord is saying. That's why whatever they have done, it is as good as I have done. Then Lord further continues. यस्यामृता मलयशा श्रवणावगाः
यस्यामृतामलयसः श्रवणावगाः
सत्या पुनाति जगताश्वपश्चाद्विकुण्ठा
सद्या पुनाति जगदस्वपश्चात् विकुण्ठः
सोऽहं भवद्भ्य उपलब्ध सुतीर्थकीर्तिस्
सोऽहं भवद्भ्य उपलब्ध सुतीर्थकीर्तिस्
चिन्द्यां स्वबाहुमपि वा प्रतिकूलवृत्तिम्
यां स्वबाहुमपि वा प्रतिकूलवृत्तिम्. Translation: anyone in the entire world, even down to the Chandala, who lives by cooking and eating the flesh of the dog, is immediately purified if he takes bath in the hearing through the ear the glorification of my name, fame, etc. Now you have realized me without doubt. Therefore, I will not hesitate to lop off my own arm if its conduct is found hostile to you.
I, that Supreme Lord, by hearing whose glories the whole universe, including the dog eater, is purified. Who am famous as a Tirtha because of you, the Brahmanas, will cut off my own arm if it commits offense against you. Lord says that I have a name known as Tirtha, the purifier. I get that ability because of you, Brahmanas. If any of my bodily limb or any of my servant who offends you, I'll cut off that bodily limb. So that is what is indicated here. Offense to you, but from offense to us, you get infamy, and by our pleasure, you get fame. You have created us. Now we have become greater than you, the Supreme Lord. Kumaras are saying that, how can that be? We have been created by you. Our offense cannot, our pleasure cannot be your fame, and our offense to us cannot be your infamy. You are beyond all these so-called rules and regulations of this material world. My dear Lord, you are superior. Then the Lord says that, what doubt is there about this? I am the Lord, famous as a Tirtha because of you. I am the Lord because of all you Brahmanas spread about my glories. I have been recognized as the Lord by one and all because you Brahmanas are spreading my glories far and wide. What to speak of Jaya and Vijaya, who are objects of my attachment? I will even cut off my own limb, the object of my identity as I. Unable to do that, I am your offender. So Lord says that, what to speak of Jaya and Vijaya, who are my servant? Even one of my bodily limb commits offense against you, I'll cut them off immediately. So indirectly, Lord is accepting Jaya and Vijaya as one of his bodily limbs. So he's treating them as bodily limbs. He says that I am ready to cut off my bodily limbs. If you really feel sorry for the disrespect shown by the Kumaras. So like that, the Lord is appeasing the four Kumaras so that they should not feel sorry. Hare Krishna, all of you are following?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. यस्सेवया चरणपत्रपवित्ररेणुम्
यत्सेवया चरणपद्मपवित्ररेणुम्.
Namkirti Prabhu, you can allow others to recite also. Somebody else can recite.
Okay, Prabhu.
यस्सेवया चरणपद्मपवित्ररेणुम्
यस्तेवया चरण पवित्र पद्मरेणु
तद्यक्षता किल मलं प्रतिलब्धशीलम्
सद्यस्यता असित किल मुकम पति लब्ध सुखम
तद्याक्षता किल मलं प्रतिलब्धशीलम्
सद्या कस्तकीला मलम प्रति लब्धशीलम
न श्रीर्विरक्तमपि मां विजहाति यस्य
न श्रीर विरहकतम अपि मां विजहति यस्या
प्रेक्षालवार्त इतरे नियमान् विहन्ति
प्रेक्षालवर्थ इहरे नियमां विहन्ति.
Yeah, please read the translation.
यस्य
Even Lakshmi, to whom I show no attachment, but to gain whose favor others perform vows, does not give up the dust of my feet, which immediately destroys all contamination and are full of all qualities. But these feet are made pure by service to devotees like you. So Lord saying that my lotus feet are constantly served by Mother Lakshmi, who does not even stay away from the service to my lotus feet. And that feet dust has become powerful to purify the entire universe only because by service to pure devotees like you. All of you are Brahmana devotees who have dedicated your life for spreading my glories, and by serving people like you, the dust particles underneath my feet have developed the potency to purify the entire world. Like that, Lord is showing. And as a result of that, even though I have no attachment for Mother Lakshmi, Lakshmi Devi, she does not give up service to my lotus feet. Like that, Lord is saying. The result of our coming to Vaikuntha is that you, our worshipful Lord, speak to us like this. So for Kumaras are saying, my dear Lord, we have not come here to hear such kind of words from you. We have come here to have your darshan. Then Lord says, should I say the opposite? By the service to devotees, the dust particles attached to my feet purify the world and destroy all contamination caused by myself and others. So Lord is saying that by my service to devotees like you, the great Brahmanas who have dedicated your entire life for spreading my glories, the dust particles under my feet uh, purify the whole world and destroy all contamination that has been caused by myself and others. Like that, Lord is glorifying the Brahmanas. So Lord gives an examples. The devotees have all good qualities. Though Lakshmi has all wealth, she does not leave me. For the glance of Lakshmi, Brahma and other devatas perform austerities. So he said that all the devatas headed by Brahma, they are constantly worshipping Lakshmi so that they can become perfect in their respective services. But that Lakshmi who is worshipped by all the devatas is constantly worshipping my feet, for whom I don't have any attachment. She is worshipping my feet because my feet became worthy of worship because of my service to you Brahmanas. These statements are connected with the previous statement. I should cut off my own arm, which offends you, by whose service my feet destroys all contamination. Like that. So, Lord has glorified the Brahmanas, and now Lord is glorifying service to Brahmanas. By serving this Brahmanas such as you, I have developed the potency to purify the entire world, and people are considering my lotus feet as Tirtha, and Lakshmi is constantly worshipping, massaging my feet, upon whom I don't have any attachment. But she is worshipped by all the devatas, headed by Brahma and all. So, in various ways, Lord is glorifying the Brahmanas. Further continues. Naham tadatmi yajamana virvitane.
नहं तदात्मी यजमानः वीर्विताने
Krutaplutam adan hutabunmukena.
यतधृतप्लुतम् अदन्हुतभूनुमुखेन
Yad brahmanasya mukata charatonughasan.
यद्ब्राह्मणस्य मुखश्च चरतोऽनुघासम्
तुष्टस्य मयि अवहितैर् निजकर्म पाकै.
तुष्टस्य मय्य अवहितैर्निजकर्मपाकैर्. Translation. I do not enjoy the oblation offered by the sacrifice in the sacrificial fire, which is one of my own mouths, with the same relish as I do the delicacies overflowing with ghee, which are offered to the mouths of the Brahmanas who have dedicated to me the results of their activities and who are ever satisfied with my prasada. Sorry.
So here Lord gives another example. I do not eat the offerings of the sacrificer accepted through my mouth in the form of fire, as much as I eat the morsels filled with ghee enjoyed by the mouth of the Brahmanas, who is satisfied by the results of his actions offered to me. When a Brahmana who is completely satisfied by one service to Supreme Lord, when such a Brahmana is fed by someone, the pura is filled with ghee, I actually accept that food which he is eating. I'm much pleased with this than all the different offerings have been put into fire sacrifice. That Agni, which is also considered to be my mouth, like that Lord is saying. Thus, I serve the Brahmanas. Those who serve the Brahmanas by my order are my servants, because I eat through the mouth of the Brahmanas. Lord says that because I consider Brahmanas' mouth to be my own mouth, those who serve Brahmanas, I treat them that they are serving me only, because I eat directly through the mouth of the Brahmanas. Though I eat using the fire as my mouth, the offerings of rice and other ghee and other things made by the sacrificer, I do not eat to the same extent that I eat from the mouth of the Brahmana, who eats morsels filled with ghee and is satisfied with the results of his actions offered to me. So like that. When a self-satisfied Brahmana, by the service to Supreme Lord, is fed by someone, the rice and ghee, Lord says that I am satisfied with that. But I am not satisfied when the same things, the same oblations are offered in the fire sacrifice. That's how Lord is glorifying the Brahmanas. In verse 17, it will be said, Vipranam Deva Devanam Bhagavan Atma Devatam. The Lord is the object of worship for the Brahmanas. Thus, if a Brahmana is devoid of bhakti, he should not be respected. So, what kind of Brahmanas Lord is speaking here? Those Brahmanas who consider the Supreme Lord to be their life and soul. Such kind of Brahmanas are glorified by the Lord here in this particular section. So, like that. Swapakam iva nekshata loka vipram avaishnavam. If a person born in a Brahmana family and if he is not a devotee, one should not see his face exactly as one should not look upon the face of a dog eater. So like that, there is a verse in Padma Purana. Even though a person is born in a Brahmana family, but if he is not a devotee, he should not be looked at, something like that. Thus, contradiction is avoided. Avaishnava in this context means one who hates Vaishnavas. It is not that a Brahmana boy is not a Vaishnava, but instead of that, if he hates the Vaishnavas, if he is not at all respectable towards Vaishnava, such a person's face should not be seen. There are also Brahmanas such as Vasishta who have dharma mixed with little bhakti, that Nishkama Karma Yoga. Those who are Brahmanas by birth, such as Narada, are called Vaishnavas because of the predominance of bhakti. So, even others who are also born in Brahmanical lineage have bhakti secondarily. They should be respected. And some of the Brahmanas who have bhakti primarily, they should be given all respects, such as Narada and all, who are pure devotees in their heart. They are also Brahmanas, but they are completely dedicated to bhakti. That's why they deserve all respect. So like that, the different distinctions among the Brahmanas are indicated here. There are some Brahmanas who hate Vaishnavas, who hate bhakti. Their face should not be seen. There are some Brahmanas who are dedicated to their Brahmanical activities, also worship the Supreme Lord. They should be respected. There are some Brahmanas who are completely dedicated to worship the Supreme Lord. They should be given complete respect. Like that. येषां बिभर्म्यहमखण्डविकुण्ठयोगा
येषाम् अखण्ड विकुण्ठ योगा
माया विभूतिरमलाङ्घ्रिरजकिरीटै
मया विभूतिरमलाङ्गरी रजः कीर्तैः
विप्रांस्तु को न विषयविसहेत यदर्हनाम्बा
विभ्रांसतु को न विसहेत यद् अर्हम् अम्भः
सद्या पुनाति सह चन्द्र ललामलोकान्
सद्या पुनाति सह चन्द्र ललामलोकान् Translation. I am the master of my unobstructed internal energy, and the water of the Ganges in the remnant left after my feet are washed. That water sanctifies the three worlds along with Lord Shiva, who wears it on his head. If I can take the dust of the feet of the Vaishnava on my head, who will refuse to do the same?
Who would not tolerate the offense of Brahmanas? So Lord says that even sometimes if a Brahmana becomes angry and even if they pronounce a curse, one should actually tolerate that. Why? Because I, whose foot water, that is Ganga, immediately purifies all the 14 lokas and also Lord Shiva, who keeps Ganga on his head, carry on my crown, that means on my head, the Brahmanas' pure food dust, the dust from the feet of Brahmanas. And by that, I have attained unlimited wealth of power of purifying the entire universe. So Lord says that because I worship the Brahmanas and keep the dust from their feet on my head, my feet became powerful. As a result of that, that Ganga which was delivered from the touch of my feet had the power to purify the 14 planetary systems. Then who would offend the Brahmanas and who would not tolerate even though if Brahmanas becomes angry? Like that, Lord is saying. So in that indirectly says that your anger has no fault in it. Like that, Lord is saying. The offenses made by the Brahmana should be tolerated and not corrected. Who does not tolerate the Brahmanas who have made mistakes? All people would. Showing his crown with his forefinger, Lord speaks to those inquiring why he does so? Why Lord worships the Brahmanas and Lord will not consider the mistakes of Brahmanas? Then Lord says, because I carry on my crown, on my head, the dust from the feet of the Brahmanas. I, whose foot, whose foot water Ganga purifies all the worlds and also Lord Shiva, have become a wealth of unrestricted power by the mercy of holding the dust of the Brahmanas on my head. Therefore, one should take the foot water of he who puts Brahmana's dust on his head. So now, see, Lord is worshipping Brahmanas and keeping the dust of the Brahmanas on his head, and we worship and keep the foot wash water of that person's feet on our head. So we keep Ganga water on our head, which is coming from the feet of the Lord, and Lord is keeping the dust of Brahmana's feet on his head. So similarly, anyone else in this world, if somebody is keeping the dust of Brahmanas on their head, and we should keep the foot wash water of that person on our head, like that Lord is saying. So that this is how the Lord is glorifying the Brahmanas. The Kumara should feel satisfied with that intention. Lord is saying all these things. Hare Krishna, any questions? All of you are following?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Guruji.
Okay. What to speak of those who do not tolerate offense of Brahmanas? Those who see difference between me and the Brahmanas go to hell. The Lord says that what to speak of tolerating the angry behavior of the Brahmanas? If somebody sees that Brahmanas are different from me, for that one will go to hell. That Lord says in the next verse. यन्मे तनोर्द्विजवरान् दुहितेर्मदीया
ये मे तनोर्द्विजवरान् दुहतीर्मदीया
भूतान्यद अलब्धशरणानि च भेदबुद्ध्या
भूतान्यलब्धशरणानि च भेदबुद्ध्या
द्रक्ष्यान् द्रक्ष्यन्तगक्षतदृशो हि अहिमन्यवस्थान्
द्रक्ष्यान्यगक्षतदृशो हि अहिमन्यवस्थान्
गृध्रारुषममा कुशन्ति अभिदण्डनेतुः
गृध्रारुषा मम कुशन्त्यादिदण्डनेतुः. Translation. The Brahmanas, the cows, and the defenseless creatures are my own body. Those whose faculty of judgment has been impaired by their own sin look upon these as distinct from me. They are just like ferocious serpents, and they are angrily torn apart by the bills of the vulture-like messengers of Yamraja, the superintendent of sinful persons.
Yeah. So this is how Lord is saying about the Brahmanas. The enraged servants of Yama, that is Yamadutas, whose forms are like vultures, tear out the eyes of those who, with vision destroyed by sin, see difference between my forms and the Brahmanas. My forms and the Brahmanas, cows, and the shelterless beings. If somebody sees the Brahmanas, cows, and shelterless beings separate from me and looks at them angrily, their eyes are plucked out by the Yamadutas for that sin. That's what law says. Those persons who see my forms as different from the Brahmanas, the cows and those without shelter go to hell. And in hell, their eyes are plucked out by the Yamadutas. So Duhati or Duhit also means cow. Since the cow arose from the sun as part of the universal form, the cow is the daughter of sun. Cows are considered to be the daughter of sun. That's why here cow is defined as Duhati. The enraged servants of Yama, empowered by me, who have forms like vultures, tear those persons' eyes with their beaks. The Yamadutas, in Yamaloka, there are personalities who are like vultures. They are considered to be the Yamadutas, and they will pluck out the eyes of such a sinner who looks at the Brahmanas, cows, and shelterless beings with angry glances. Or with a glance which is different from the seeing them different from the Supreme Lord. So like that. Then finally, Lord says this is the ultimate glorification of the Brahmanas. Ye Brahmanam Maidiya Kshipatorchayantas.
हे ब्राह्मणान्मयी धिया क्षिपतोच्चर्यन्त
Tushadrudasmita Sudokshita Padmavaktra.
तुष्यद्रुदः स्मितदुःसुदोक्षितपद्मवक्राः
Vanyanuraga Kalayatmajavad Grunanta.
अन्यान्युरागा कुलयात्मजाजवद्गुणन्तः
सम्बोधयन्त्यहमिवाहम् उपाहृतस्तै
सम्बोधयन्ति इव अहम् उपारूतस्थैः. Translation: On the other hand, they captivate my heart, who are gladdened in heart, and who their lotus faces enlighten by nectarian smiles, respect the Brahmanas, even though the Brahmanas utter harsh words. They look upon the Brahmanas as my own self and pacify them by praising them in loving words. Even as a son would appease an angry father, or as I am pacifying you. Hare Krishna.
So just the way I am speaking to you in words of conciliation, glorification, like that one should be doing with Brahmanas. Even though they become angry, even though they may curse, but one should only glorify the Brahmanas. This is like the final word that Lord says. Just as I am controlled by you, I am controlled by those who worship the Brahmanas, who have offended others. Even though Brahmanas offend others, but one should worship the Brahmanas. Such kind of people please me. Who see those Brahmanas as non-different from me, because they see the Brahmanas as non-different from Supreme Lord, even though they say they speak something inappropriately, they still worship them. Who remain pleased in heart in spite of their harsh words, showing lotus faces moistened with sweet smiles, and who pacify them by praising them with words filled with love, just as a son praises an angry father. It is very difficult, but this is what one should do. That's what Lord says. Lord says that I am controlled by those who praise the Brahmanas who have committed offense. Even though Brahmanas commit offense, still one should praise them. And Lord will be pleased to be such people and tries to please them. And I am controlled by those who worship the Brahmanas who utter harsh words. They see the Brahmanas because they could do this because they see the Brahmanas as non-different from me and remain satisfied even by harsh words. Such kind of people, only those people who are not offended by even by harsh words of the Brahmanas, in spite of that, they please the Brahmanas in return, glorifying what they are doing is actually the best thing. I am only pleased by such kind of people. Here, one example is given. They pacify them, praising them like a good son praises an angry father with words filled with love. Anuraga Kalaya Vanya. So here there is an example. When father is criticizing a son, scolding a son, beating a son, if son says like this, son should say like this: My dear father, you do not speak rough words, but you but instead you give a rain of shower of merciful nectar for the highest benefit. When a father is criticizing, scolding, beating a son should say like this: My dear father, you don't speak roughly or you don't act roughly. Instead, you are showering a rain of mercy upon me, either by words or by beating, etc. etc. And this is for my highest benefit. Such kind of son pleases the Supreme Lord. They please them with soft addresses such as, O Masters, O Ocean of Mercy. Even when Brahmanas are speaking roughly, one should say that, O Masters, O Ocean of Mercy, your words of mercy are purifying me. Like that. I am controlled by them just as I am controlled by you or Rugu. I am controlled by such kind of people who, even when Brahmanas are criticizing them, they glorify the Brahmana, they praise the Brahmana. Such kind of people control me. Just like I am controlled by you and Bhrugu and other great soldiers. Like that Lord is saying to the Kumaras. So this is how the Lord is glorifying the Brahmanas step word after word. And finally Lord says that, my dear Kumaras, don't worry. Whatever you did, it is already ordained by me. And I have a small request within that. Whatever you did, that will happen to the Kumaras, but I have a small request to them. That's what Lord says here. तन्मे स्वभर्तुरवसायमलक्ष्यमाणो
तन्मे स्वभर्तोरवसायम् अलक्षमानो
युष्मद्व्यतिक्रमगतिं प्रतिपद्य सद्या
युष्मद्व्यतिक्रमगतिं प्रतिपद्य सद्या
भूयो ममान्तिकमितां तदनुग्रहो मे
भूयो ममान्तिकम् इदं तद् अनुग्रहोमि
यत्कल्पतामचिरतो भृतयोर्विवासः
यत्कल्पताम् अशिरतो भृतयोर्विवाशः. Translation: These servants of mine have transgressed against you, not knowing the mind of their master. I shall therefore deem it a favor done to me if you order that, although reaping the fruit of their transgression, they may return to my presence soon, and the time of their exile from my abode may expire before long.
So Lord is saying that, therefore, my servants, Jaya and Vijaya, who did not see the intention of their master, should go to a place suitable for their offense to you, and quickly again come back to me. Again they attain a place near me. Again they should come back to me. Since this punishment is my mercy, let my servants quickly come to me. So whatever punishment you given, I approve of that, but I only request that let they go to the place whatever you desire, whatever you decided, but let they should come back to me and resume their service as early as possible. So this is my request to you. Like that, Lord is making a request to four Kumaras. Therefore, not seeing the intention of their master by the will of providence, these two servants of mine, Jaya and Vijaya, should quickly go to a place suitable for the offense they committed to you and then return to me. This is my request. So then the Jaya Vijaya and saying, Oh Master, you say that those who commit offense to the Brahmanas commit offense to you. Why do you again show affection for those two? Okay, four Kumaras might be saying. If four Kumaras say that, so my dear Lord, you said that those who commit offense to Brahmanas are committing offense to you also, because you worship the Brahmanas, you respect the Brahmanas, you consider Brahmanas to be equal to you. But again, you are saying that you want these two, Jaya and Vijaya, should resume their service by quickly coming back. How come? How is this? The Lord says that I cannot control myself. It is not possible to give up my natural qualities. Since this punishment is also my mercy to them, not punishment. Whatever punishment you have given, this is also my mercy to them. It is not a punishment upon them. May the two servants quickly live with me again. They should quickly come back to me. The Lord says that it is my nature that I cannot say that somebody should go away from me. Even though they have not followed my nature, even though they deserve to go away from me because of your because they have committed offense to you, but this is my request that I can't stay away from them. I want them to be with me. This sentence can be applicable for any jiva, all of us. Even though we decided to stay away from the Lord, but the Lord always desires that all of us to stay with the Supreme Lord. That is Lord's compassion, Lord's mercy, and Lord's affection towards each and every living entity. So it is like that. In this way, it has been indicated here. Here in the Bhagavatam, we see that Lord Himself is requesting the.
பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன், தொடாதீங்க. போடுங்க. லைட் இப்பதான் அணைச்சேன்.
So even though here in the Bhagavatam we see that Lord is requesting the four Kumaras that okay, just let they return to me quickly. In the other Puranas, it is said that the Lord has Jaya Vijaya when Jaya Vijaya were cursed by the four Kumaras, they should go to material world. Lord has given them two options. So one option is that either you can stay in the material world as the Asuras for 7 lifetimes, sorry, as a devotees for 7 lifetimes, or as Asuras for 3 lifetimes, in which way you want to be there. Then Jaya Vijaya chose that, my dear Lord, it is very difficult for us to stay away from you for 7 lifetimes. It is better, even though it is like Asuras, like envious towards you, but we want to stay away from you only for 3 lifetimes so that we can come back quickly. That's how in other Puranas it is explained. Here in Bhagavatam, the Lord's glories, Lord's compassion, Lord's special affection for his devotees is highlighted by Lord's words alone. Lord himself is requesting Kumaras that let they come back to me in less time. So like that. So this is how Lord himself spoke the words of glorification of the Brahmana so that the 4 Kumaras can be pacified. Any questions? Okay, we'll continue. Brahmovacha.
Brahmovacha.
Ata tasyoshatiim devim
Ata tasyo satim devim
Rushikulyam saraswatim
Rishikulyam saraswatim
Naswadyamannu dashtanam
Nasvadyamanyo dashtanam
Tesham atmapi atrupyata.
Tesham atmapi atrupyata. Translation. Brahma continued, even though the sages had been bitten by the serpent of anger, their souls were not satiated with hearing the Lord's lovely and illuminating speech, which was like a series of Vedic hymns.
So here Brahma is saying that though hearing the words of the Lord, which were very much pleasing, filled with logic and worthy of worship, the Kumaras were still not satisfied, since their minds were bitten by the snake of anger. Because as soon as they came to Vaikuntha, they were eagerly entering with the intention to have darshan of the Lord, but they were stopped by the Jaya Vijaya. They became very angry. And then Lord came, they had darshan of the Lord, they were satisfied, then Lord spoke. But when Lord is speaking, he was continuously glorifying the Brahmanas one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. So because the Kumaras had two dilemma now. One thing, they have offended Lord's servants. They are worried that they have made a mistake and Lord might become angry. So if Lord had become angry, they would have been normal. But instead of becoming angry, Lord is glorifying the Brahmanas left and right. And now they are in a dilemma. What's happening here? What Lord speaking is right or wrong, or what's happening? Why Lord is speaking like this? Is Lord glorifying the Brahmanas really, or is Lord criticizing Brahmanas by glorification? So in any way, whatever it is, even though they are hearing the Lord's speech, even though they are seeing the Lord's beautiful form, they are not completely happy in the core of the heart because of all these different things that is indicated here. Saraswati means the words and also Saraswati river. The words were pleasant. Our mother Saraswati river had clear water. The words were filled with various logical ornaments, or the river was playful. The word Devi indicates lot of ornaments are Saraswati river is playful. The words were worshipable, or the river was beneficial for the residents of the great sages. Rishikulyam. Whatever Lord spoke, they are beneficial for all the Brahmana community and others community, like that. Though tasting that water, the Lord's speech, experiencing its sweetness, because their minds were bitten by the snake of anger just some time back, filled with anger, they could not tolerate even the pleasing words of the Lord. because they did not experience the taste. Even though Lord is speaking so much, because they are in dilemma, they are not able to experience the bliss of hearing Lord's transcendental words. So that is the problem with them. Their souls, their intelligence, and their minds were not completely satisfied. They did not give regard to his words. Though they showed great repentance, the non-removal of their anger shows the difficulty in removing offense to the devotee. So one problem is indicated here. Even though they felt bad, they were repentant, they were feeling, they are afraid of offending Lord's devotees, etc. All these things are there. But whatever it is, in any way, somehow or other, their mind and heart was affected by anger. As a result of that, they are not pleased. They are not completely happy in the presence of the Supreme Lord, in hearing Lord's speech. That is indicated. Though the Kumaras committed such offense to the devotees, Jaya and Vijaya, they are experiencing the sweetness of the fragrance of Tulasi when they fell flat and offered obeisance to Lord's feet. From the Lord's feet showed the strength of Lord's mercy, which follows after the mercy of the Kumaras. After the mercy to the Kumaras of Jaya and Vijaya, who were repentant after offending the Brahmanas. So here the understanding is in the opposite way. So then how can you say that? They are angry and they are not relishing the words of the Lord, but sometime back they relished the Tulasi, the fragrance from Tulasi from the lotus feet of the Lord. How is that? It says that that was Lord's special mercy. Somehow or other they came to Vaikuntha, they should be given some bliss, some mercy. So Lord, even though the Kumaras do not deserve, Lord on his own showed some special mercy upon them so that they could experience the fragrance coming from his lotus feet. That was because Jaya and Vijaya, though initially stopped them, but when they pronounced a curse upon Jaya and Vijaya, immediately Jaya and Vijaya begged forgiveness from Kumaras, and they felt very sorry, and they showed all respect to Kumaras. Because of such kind of behavior of Jaya and Vijaya also showed some mercy upon the Kumaras. As a result of that, the Kumaras are able to experience the bliss of touching the feet of the Lord and experience the fragrance coming from the feet of the Supreme Lord. That was there. So Lord's mercy follows the mercy of his devotees, like that it is mentioned. If the Kumaras had not committed offense to devotees, Jaya and Vijaya, then they would have developed pure Dasya Prema. If Kumaras did not have offended Jaya and Vijaya by cursing them, by becoming angry upon them, they would have developed Dasya Prema from the mercy of the devotees and from the mercy of the Supreme Lord. But because of the remaining presence of the offense, they are developed only to the stage of Shantarati, it is said. So the Acharyas are saying that because somehow or other they became angry with the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha. Even though they deserve to get Dasya Prema, because of this, because their heart is affected by anger, because their mind is filled with anger, because they became angry upon the devotees of the Supreme Lord, all because of all these things, they only developed Shantarati. They could not get Dasyarati, even though they deserve to get Dasyarati. But they remained at Shantarati only. So in Padma Purana, it is said that, so this is like Bhakti Rasam Sindhu Rupa Kosam says that by an offense against the dearest devotee of the Lord, even the real bhava will be completely destroyed if the offense is grave. If the offense is grave, even a devotee in the bhava platform, if they commit an offense, the bhava will be removed completely. If the offense is medium, the bhava will become bhava basa. If the offense is slight, the bhava will become an inferior type. Like Dasya bhava can turn to Shanta bhava. So in the current case is, the Kumara's offense is slight offense. Kumara's cursing upon Jaya Vijay is like considered to be a slight offense. As a result of that, they who deserve to attain Dasya Bhava have got only Shanta Bhava. It became lower order. Therefore, one should be careful while dealing with devotees. Even though if there is a mistake on the devotee's part, we should not become angry with them. Like that it is indicated.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
प्रभुजी, भगवान को दोनों भी प्रिय हैं, तो क्यों वो मतलब वो इंसिडेंट होने दिया प्रभुजी? उससे पहले ही वो रोकने के प्रयास किया नहीं भगवान ने?
We will understand this entire thing in this section. Maybe around 26th verse, we will understand what was the intention of the Lord, why all these things are happening, etc., etc. So at least here the subject matter is in the matter that the Kumaras have remained as a Shanta Bhaktas, even though they could become Dasya Bhakta. That is because they have they could have been little tolerant, even though they were stopped. It is not that they were not given entry. They would have been inquired about who are they and from where they were coming and why they are trying to go inside. Maybe they could have gone inside after some time. That little delay would have been okay. They could have tolerated that much delay. But instead of that, they became angry for no reason. So that's how it is said that even though they could become Dasya Bhaktas, they have remained Shanta Bhaktas. So that is because that is from Kumara's from Kumara's side, it is for their own fault they remained as Shanta Bhaktas. Like that we can understand.
Okay.
Other devotees?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हाँ, हरे कृष्ण।
प्रभु जी, ये जय विजय जो थे वो तो अपनी ड्यूटी कर रहे थे एज ए दास्य भाव में, तो भले इन्होंने गुस्सा हो, बट भगवान उस श्राप को वो भी अफेक्ट रिवर्स भी कर सकते थे ना, क्योंकि गलती नहीं है, तो उनकी तो कोई गलती था ही नहीं ना।
हाँ, रिवर्स भी कर सकते थे, but why it is not done, we'll see. It is all explained in this particular chapter section. Until 26th verse, we'll understand why something happened the way it happened. Okay, any other question? If no question, we'll see. In this section, the Kumaras, having heard what Lord spoke, now they ask the Lord directly, my dear Lord, are you happy with us, or are you unhappy with us? Are you glorifying us, or criticizing us, or chastising us? What is this? We are not able to understand by your words. Like that they say to the Lord in this section. Satim vyada shrunvato lagvim.
Satim vyadaya srunvato lagvim.
Guruvarta gahvaram.
Guruvarta guhvaram.
Vigayagada gambiram.
Vigahyagada gambiram.
Navidustasya kirshitam.
Navidustachikirshitam. Translation. The Lord's excellent speech was difficult to comprehend because of its momentous import and its most profound significance. The sages heard it with wide open ears and pondering it as well. But although hearing, they could not understand what he intended to do.
Hearing attentively the Lord's words, which were true, measured, difficult to understand because of deep meaning, whose intention could not be understood, possessing incomprehensible internal and external meaning, the Kumaras could not understand the Lord's intention. These are different attributes of Lord's speech. You see, though they were hearing attentively, the words which were actually true, they were splendid, made of carefully chosen syllables. Lagvi means they are whatever Lord spoke, they are chosen with careful syllables. Difficult to understand because of deep meaning, with incomprehensible intention. What Lord speak With what intention he is speaking, very difficult to comprehend. And difficult external meaning, and they pondered them. So when Lord says something, it has one internal meaning and it also has one external meaning. So which one Lord is hinting at, difficult to understand. And the Kumaras pondered upon the speech of the Supreme Lord for some time. So they are thinking that, does the Lord praising us or condemning us? We have decided, limit it or destroy it completely, or will he blame us for the offense, or will he treat his two servants with great mercy? We do not know his intention. We are not able to decipher what Lord is saying. Is Lord glorifying us and us criticizing his servants, or glorifying his servants and criticizing us? So they are very much unable to decide what Lord is saying. Joy of the Lord is evident, but externally Lord is very joyful, but the censure of the Lord is not expressed directly. So at least externally is not unhappy with us, is not speaking angrily with us, is not, his face is not angry at us. The Lord's censure is understood because of the conjuncture of the frightened Kumaras and the revelation given through the Lord's clever use of words. So, but Acharya says that Lord is actually not happy with the Kumaras. How? If Lord is happy with the Kumaras, Lord would have spoken clear-cut words. He could not have used the words with difficult meanings, the words which are difficult to understand. Because the Lord is showing pleasure with the, is laughing and not laughing, is smiling at the Brahmanas and speaking some secret words that indicate that Lord is not happy with the Kumaras. Like that, at least is not very unhappy, but little unhappy with the Kumaras. That is indirectly indicated. In addressing the sages who were supposed to be omniscient, the Lord said, these are my two associates. This indicates, O fools, you cursed my associates. You have used too much force upon my associates. When Lord said that these are my associates, so indirectly Lord is indicating to the Kumaras that you Kumaras come to Vaikuntha and curse my associates. How dare you? Something like that. When Lord said, ignoring my intention, they offended you. Lord said that, ignoring my intention, they offended you, four Kumaras. Jaya Vijaya. So Lord, however, since previous to offending the Kumaras, the doorkeepers had not ignored Lord's intentions. This is a crooked utterance of the Lord, indicating that the Lord was actually angry with the Kumaras. So Lord said that ignoring my intention, they offended you. That means they must have been ignoring Lord's intention for a while. But this such kind of thing never happened. It is happening for the first time now. That means they were not ignoring my intention continuously. It is not a regular phenomenon. So now it happened because of some circumstantial. For that you should not become very angry. So Lord is not happy with the Kumaras. Using the fourth type of Atiyokti, the Lord has reversed the cause and effect of ignoring the Lord and offending the Kumaras. So the first one is ignoring the Lord, second is offending the Lord. So Lord actually reversed them. First they offended you and hence they ignored me. Like that. The doorkeepers offended the Kumaras and thus ignored the Lord's intention. Thus, he is not blaming the doorkeepers. So, ignoring the Lord's nature of respecting the Brahmanas, if that was a regular phenomenon, then the fault was with Jaya Vijaya. But this is seen for the first time now, today, in the personality of Jaya and Vijaya. Then Lord says that somehow or other, because of the circumstances, they offended you. And as a result of that, they ignored my nature. So it is not so serious serious transgression like that Lord is trying to say. The punishment is permitted by me. So then Lord says that if I have not given my permission, then the punishment ordered by you would not take place at all, since it is later said. So Lord, even we also say, na? So everything that is happening in this world is happening by the will of the Supreme Lord. So Mayadekshena Prakriti Suyatesa Characharam. Everything that is happening in this world is all happening under the supervision of the Supreme Lord, because he is the Paramatma. Even the Kumaras utterance of the curse and everything else is happening by Lord's will only. So that's why whatever happened is happened because of me only, because of my intention, my desire. That the punishment is actually permitted by me. So don't worry, it is not because of you. It is actually not a punishment as you think. Is my mercy is coming as a punishment in disguise, like that Lord is saying. Brahma Teja Samahartopi Hantum Neche Matam Tume. Later on the 29th verse, Lord says that though I am capable of nullifying the curse, I do not desire to do so. The reason is that you would feel, oh my dear Kumaras, you would feel worthless if I cancel the curse. My respect for Brahmanas intoxicates you. So Lord says that even though there is no offense on the part of Jaya Vijaya, even though I can nullify the curse, I cannot nullify the curse, because if I nullify the curse, you four Kumaras might feel worthless, and the future generations might feel that. So Lord's respect towards us is only external. And Lord says that whatever word spoken by Brahmana should come true, that is only namesake, because Lord himself is negating that. Lord is saying something and himself is negating that. So for that, Lord says that no, it is not like that. Though I can nullify everything, but I will not do so, because my respect towards the Shastra, my respect towards the Brahmana should remain intact. I consider that I have committed offense. When Lord said that, I consider that I have only committed offense because my servants have committed offense to you. This shows Lord's great love for the doorkeepers, taking them as his very self. Indirectly, that indicates that Lord has so much love for the Jaya and Vijaya. Whatever they have done, Lord considering that I have done. I have attained fame as a Tirtha because of you. Lord said, these are just words of respect for the great sages. It is not that because of them Lord became glorious. Lord is already glorious. I should cut off my own arm. Since the Lord identified the doorkeepers as his arms, the statement shows his great affection and attachment to the gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya. My feet are made pure by service to you. When Lord said this is again just external praise by the Lord. Does the Lord's food dust become pure by the service to Brahmanas? Does that destroy all contamination? By that service, does Lakshmi never give up the Lord? Are this so? I do not eat the offering of the sacrificer. You Brahmanas are fond of eating. Therefore, you must be fed. It is well known to the people that I eat through the mouth of the Brahmanas. Even though it is so, even though I have said that this I eat only through the mouth of the Brahmanas, not through the fire of the Yajna. It is a praise. Because I say like that, because the Brahmanas are fond of eating, they should be fed when I say this, and they'll be fed by all the guests. So like that, Lord is saying. It is for your pleasure, I say like that. In that way. Jasam charataha, eating morsels, can also mean that like a respectable cow grazing in the field, the Brahmana rejoices by the respect given by me. What you think gives me happiness is not service to me. So when Lord said that, I become happy when the Brahmanas are fed. So Lord might have said externally, but Lord is not happy with just like that, just by feeding the Brahmanas. Lord is actually happy by service to him and his devotees. That was the real happiness of the Supreme Lord, not simply feeding the Brahmanas. That is the intent of the Supreme Lord. And when finally Lord said that, I have a wealth of powers because of holding the foot dust of the Brahmanas on my crown. Because of that, my foot water purifies the whole universe at the Ganga. This type of respect is actually just a joke. So our Acharya says that though Lord may say all these things just to glorify the Brahmanas, but actually Lord's power already Lord has his power. It is not that he gets the power by the worship of the Brahmanas. It is not that Lord has become powerful at a certain point of time. He is powerful from the very beginning. So that is the real intention of Lord's speech, which is not understood clearly by the four Kumaras. That's why they are thinking, is the Lord glorifying us and punishing his servants, or is Lord glorifying his servants and punishing us? They are not able to clearly comprehend. When Lord said, the cows and brahmanas are not different from me, since they are my body. This is also a joke. I am controlled by the brahmanas who offend others. It is a natural quality of the brahmana to become angry. I and my devotee laugh at them. I give natural tolerance only to my devotees, and I will be controlled by that alone. So Lord says that brahmanas naturally become angry, but my devotees does not become angry like that. Simply, that is the greatness of my devotees. Because tolerance did not appear in Jaya and Vijaya at this time, I have shown indifference to them. So Lord says that, so one of the devotee asked, why Lord allowed all these things? Why Lord would have come before only, understanding that all these things are going to happen? So Lord says that even Jaya did not tolerate Kumaras for some time. The Kumaras are trying to go inside, they would have allowed. Instead of stopping them, they could have tolerated the Kumaras and would have allowed. Because Jaya Vijaya did not show tolerance, I became indifferent to them, and hence the Kumaras cursed Jaya and Vijaya. Thus they have been cursed to you, and it will not be otherwise. On the other hand, because I was not indifferent to Ambarisha, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please mute. So Lord says that previously same at other time some other thing happened when Ambarish Maharaj was tolerant that Durvasa was trying to kill Ambarish Maharaj by creating a fiery demon. I was not indifferent to that because Ambarish Maharaj, my devotee, was tolerant of everything. My dear sage, if you want to kill me, you kill me. If you consider that I have made offense, please kill me. No issue. So Ambarish Maharaj was tolerating everything. So I immediately came in and protected Ambarish Maharaj. But at this time, Jaya Vijaya did not show tolerance like that of Ambarish Maharaj. Thus, I did not protect Jaya and Vijaya from being cursed by the four Kumaras. So, like that, Lord is saying. Because I was indifferent to Ambarisha, if I was not indifferent to Ambarisha, there was no effect from the anger of Durvasa upon Ambarish Maharaj. On the contrary, the burning produced by my chakra was directly produced by me, a lover of Brahmanas. Thus, Durvasa fell at the feet of Ambarisha. So Durvasa was considered to be a Brahmana. So though he became angry at my devotee, I did not tolerate. Ambarisha tolerated, but I did not tolerate. I produced anger and I produced fire from the Sudarshan chakra, and that out of which Durvasa ran here and there, and eventually finally fell flat at the feet of Ambarish Maharaj. Even though in the previous verses I glorified the Brahmana so much, but when a Brahmana unnecessarily offends a Vaishnava, I cannot tolerate. But this time I tolerated because my devotees, Jaya and Vijay, also became they lose. They became intolerant. They lost the quality of tolerance. So tolerance is very much important for devotees. Amanina manadena saroriva sahishnuna sunadapi sunichena. These are the important qualities. When devotee exhibits all these qualities, the Lord will be very much pleased with them. Even though there is no fault of them, they should exhibit these qualities of humility, tolerance, and respecting all others, and not expecting any respect for oneself. These things actually please the Supreme Lord. That the Lord was displeased is also understood from the later statement of the Kumaras. Later at the end, Kumaras say that, "O Lord, whatever punishment you wish to award to these two innocent persons are also to us. We shall accept without duplicity. We understand that we have cursed two faultless persons." Kumara themselves will agree at the end that we have unnecessarily cursed your two gatekeepers for no fault of them. So if you wish to punish us, we are happy to accept your punishment also. Like that, the Kumaras will say at the end. So by all these things, we understand that in a way, the Lord is not so much pleased with the Kumaras. Though he speaks that he is very much pleased with the Brahmanas such as Kumaras, but is not so much pleased with them. And Lord allowed Jaya Vijaya being cursed by Kumaras because this time Jaya Vijaya did not show their tolerance. They lost their temper and they became intolerant of four Kumaras entering into Vaikuntha. That's why Lord became indifferent and they were cursed by the Kumaras. But Lord has affection for the Jaya Vijaya. That's why Lord is requesting Kumaras that let they come back to me very quickly. So like that. All these will show that even though Lord loves Brahmanas, but Lord loves Vaishnavas more than the Brahmanas. So like that. That is the real intention of this section. Now, te yoga mayarab te yoga mayarabda
Te yogamayar abda
parameshtya mahodayam
parameshtya mahodayam
prochuhu pranjalayo vipra
prochu franjalayo vifraha
pravrushta kshubitatvacha
prahrushtaha kusubhita tvacha. Translation: The four Brahmana sages were nevertheless extremely delighted to behold him, and they experienced a thrill throughout their bodies. They then spoke as follows to the Lord, who had revealed the multi-glories of the Supreme Personality through his eternal potency, Yogamaya.
The joyful sages with folded hands and hair standing on end then spoke to the Lord, who had displayed great powers through his Yogamaya from the very beginning. Considering for a long time whether the Lord favored or condemned them, they concluded that the Lord was pleased with them, and thus they rejoiced. They spoke to the Lord, who had revealed great powers by his Yogamaya from the very beginning. He is the most powerful Lord who is not dependent on anyone else, has criticized us in the form of praise, and we will be punished. Then he would say clearly that we Brahmanas should fall to hell, since we offended his devotees. They resolved that even if Lord considers we made a mistake, Lord says that you deserve to go to hell. Okay, no problem, we'll go to hell. That is not a because we made a mistake. Considering in this way, their hair stood on end. Instead of Shubita, the word Kupita is also seen in sometimes. This refers to the hair holes and indicates that the hair stood on end. The Kumaras hair standing on end, they began to reply to the Supreme Lord. Rushaya Uchuhu
Rusaya uchuhu
Navayam Bhagavan Vidmas
navayam bhagavan vidans
Tavadeva Chikirshitam
tavadeva chikirsitam
Kruto me Anugrahacheti
कृतो मे nugrahasceti
यदध्यक्षा प्रभाषते
yadadhyaksya prabhavase. Translation: The sages said, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are unable to know what you intend for us to do. For even though you are the supreme ruler of all, you speak in our favor as if we had done something good for you.
O Lord, we do not know what you desire to do, since you, the Supreme Lord, have said that we have been merciful to you. Though they had understood, they again asked the questions in order to hear from the mouth of the Lord his intentions. We do not know your intention, whether you want to be merciful to us or want to punish us. Since you, the Supreme Lord, say to us that We have shown mercy to you, and since it is impossible, that how can we show mercy to you, my dear Lord, is an impossible thing. And wanting to punish us, you first joke with us. We are not able to understand. You want to punish us, but before that, you want to joke with us. You want to praise us. Or maybe desiring to favor us to help spread dharma that you created. Since you favor Brahmanas, you actually are praising us. Please tell us your intention to us, since we are ignorant and unable to understand what you desire. So, my dear Lord, though your words show the praise of the Brahmanas, we are not able to understand. Is it because you want to curse us later and you want to punish us? Before that, you are praising us? Or you are praising us because the Brahmanas dedicate their life spreading the glories of this Lord. So you are glorifying the Brahmanas in general, and hence since we are in front of you, are you glorifying us? Is it because of that? So we are not able to understand and decipher clearly what it is. Kindly help us understand. Like that, they are requesting the Supreme Lord. Then they say, Brahmanasya param devam.
Brahmanasya param devam.
Brahmana kilate prabho.
Brahmana kilate prabho.
Vipranam deva devanam.
Vipranam deva devanam.
Bhagavan atma devatam.
Bhagavan Atma Daivatam. Translation. O Lord, you are the supreme director of the Brahminical culture. You are considering the Brahmanas to be in the highest position is your example for teaching others. Actually, you are the supreme worshipable deity, not only for gods, but for the Brahmanas also.
O Lord, the Brahmanas are the supreme deity only because you are fond of the Brahmanas. You are the supreme deity of the Brahmanas, who are worshipped by the Devatas. In this verse, it is hard to understand the Lord's words. Only because you are fond of the Brahmanas do the Brahmanas have a high position. They do not have that position naturally. The Brahmanas are worshipped by the Devatas, Devana, but you are Bhagavan. Even though Devatas may show respect to Brahmanas, but Devatas ultimately worship you only. You are the Supreme Lord, not the Brahmanas. By nature, you are in the high position. You are actually in the position of the Lord, not the Brahmanas. Atma Devatam also means without you, they are simply dead. The Brahmanas are simply dead. So, what is the meaning of saying that without service to them, your foot dust has no power? So, my dear Lord, though you may say all these words, but we know the reality what it is. It is by worshipping you, the Brahmanas become glorious, not you become glorious by worshipping the Brahmanas. We don't know why you are saying those words like that. Kumara sir. Then they continue further. Swatta sanatano dharmo.
Tvatta sanatano
Rakshase tanubhistava.
Rakshyate tanubhistava.
Dharmasya paramo guhyo.
Dharmasya paramo guhyo.
Nirvikaro bhavan mata.
Nirvikaro bhavanmata. You are the source of the eternal occupation of all living entities. And by your multi-manifestations of personalities of Godhead, you have always protected religion. You are the supreme objective of religious principles. And in our opinion, you are inexhaustible and unchangeable eternally.
The eternal dharma, that is bhakti, paradharma, arising from you, is protected by your body in the form of the devotees, not the Brahmanas. We consider you to be the end result of dharma, the secret, who undergo no change. My dear Lord, it is you have given the dharma in the form of bhakti or bhakti in the form of dharma. It is you protect it, and it is you are attained by practicing the highest dharma, that is bhakti. And how can you become powerful by worshipping Brahmanas? Like that they are saying. People become respectable only by following the rules and regulations are given by you, the dharma given by you. Dharma is characterized by bhakti, not by steadiness in varnashrama. Devotees institute the dharma. Thus, the devotees are superior to the brahmanas, that is expressed in this verse. It is the devotees who protect, who spread the glories of dharma. So the devotees are glorious than brahmanas. The Sanatana Dharma known as Bhakti has arisen from you. Drishti Satam Darshane Astu Bhavattanunam. May our eyes see the forms of Vaishnavas who are non-different from you. My dear Lord, though you may say that Brahmanas are non-different from you, but actually it is not true. The Vaishnavas are non-different from you, but Brahmanas are different from you. Since the devotees are non-different from you, Dharma is protected by your body in the form of the devotees. Since they engage in bhakti everywhere. They not only engage, they also spread bhakti everywhere. You are the final fruit of Dharma, not temporary attainment such as Sarga. You are without change. Attaining you is the result of bhakti to you. Other dharmas should not be explained by the word Sanatana and Nirvikara. So when you say that Sanatana and Nirvikara, that actually attributes to you, not to the Varna Dharma, which may take one to Swarga, which is actually a temporary destination, which is actually a temporary result. So Lord says that the four Kumars says that, my dear Lord, Dharma actually indicates bhakti, and Dharma is instituted by the bhaktas, and the bhaktas are non-different from you, but not the brahmanas, and they should be glorified in all respects, but not the brahmanas. Like that, the four Kumaras are establishing the glory of Bhagavan, Bhakti, and Bhaktas in these words. Tatrani taranti hi anjasa mrutyum
Taranti hyanjasa mrityum
nivruttayad anugrahat
nivrittayad anugrahat
yogina sa bhavan kim sved
yoginah sa bhavan kim svid
anugruhyeta yat parai.
anugruhyeta yat parehe. Translation: Mystics and transcendentalists, by the mercy of the Lord, cross beyond nescience by seizing all material desires. It is not possible, therefore, that the Supreme Lord can be favored by others.
Since by your mercy alone the detached yogis cross over death easily, how can you say that you must get mercy from others? Among the Brahmanas, those who are detached from material enjoyment, the yogis, the jnanis, are better than those who are fixed in their position as Brahmanas. So basically what he is saying here, better than the household Brahmanas, the Vanaprastha and Sannyasi Brahmanas, who have dedicated their life for practicing Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga with an intention to attain liberation. The Jnana Yogis and Ashtanga Yogis have, however, crossed over death only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord, as it is indicated in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktyamam avijanati yavan chasmi tatvatah tato mam tatvato jnatva vishate tadantram. Only by Lord's mercy, only by the practice of bhakti, the Jnanis and Ashtanga Yogis will realize the Supreme Absolute Truth and attain that Supreme Absolute Truth by the blessings of the Bhakti only. How can you say that? Kim Smith indicates a question with astonishment. Oh, my dear Lord, how can you say that you get your powers by the worship of the Brahmanas? The Brahmanas, by the practice of Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, attain moksha by worshipping you. And you say that you get power by worshipping the Brahmanas. It is contradictory. It is not proper. Like that, the four Kumaras are establishing the glories of the Supreme Lord. And the Lord also told about Lakshmi that he is not attached to Lakshmi. So in that regard, the four Kumaras are going to say, you have said that Lakshmi does not give you up because you have served the Brahmanas. That is difficult to understand since it is impossible. This is expressed in the next two verses. 20-21 talks about it is not so. You simply joking with us. Yam vai vibhutirupayati anuvelamanyai.
Yam vair vibhutir upayati anuvelam anyet.
Artharte besvasirasa dritapadarenu.
Artatibi sirasa dratapada renu.
Danyarpitangri tulasi navadamadhamno.
Danyapitangri tulasi navadama damno.
Lokam madhuratapate kamayana.
Lokam madhurvritapate riva kamayana. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, the dust of whose feet is worn on the head by others, waits upon you as appointed, for she is anxious to secure a place in the abode of the king of beasts, who hovers on the fresh wreath of tulsi leaves offered at your feet by some blessed devotee.
Lakshmi, whose foot dust people desiring wealth hold on their heads, also serves you on various occasions with a desire for attaining the powerful position of the king of the bees, perched on the tulsi garland offered by the devotees to your feet. Lakshmi, the form of wealth, whose foot dust others desiring material benefit hold on their heads, serves you at various times. She desired the place occupied by the chief of the bees, situated on new garland of tulsi offered by the devotee at your feet. Lakshmi is also your Lakshmi is also only your devotee. So the Kumaras are saying that. So my dear Lord, you say that you don't have any affection for Mother Lakshmi, and though she is serving your lotus feet, she is attached to you. No, it is not like that. Lakshmi is also one of the great devotee. You have complete affection for her. Don't say that you don't have any affection for her. And then they continue. They establish that you have affection for Lakshmi not because she is your wife, but you have affection to Mother Lakshmi because she is best of all devotees. And how can you say that you don't have any affection for Mother Lakshmi? Only she has affection for you, and she is serving your feet because the feet are you are worship because the feet have become powerful because you are worshipping you are worshipping the Brahmanas. That is all not at all right. Like that, the Kumaras are establishing here. They say further, Yastam Vivikta Charitairanuvartamanam
Yastam vivikta charitair anuvartamanam
Natyadriyat Parama Bhagavata Prasanga
Tadriyat paramabhagavata prasanga
Sattvam Vijanupata Punya Raja Punita
Sattvam vijanupada punya raja punita
Privasta Lakshma Kimaga Pagabhajanastvam.
Srivatsa Lakshma Kim Aga Bhagabhajanastvam. O Lord, you are exceedingly attached to the activities of your pure devotees. Yet you are never attached to the goddesses of fortune, who constantly engage in your transcendental loving service. How can you be purified, therefore, by the dust of the path traversed by the Brahmanas? And how can you be glorified or made fortunate by the marks of Srivatsa on your chest?
Here, this Kumara say that you are not attached to Lakshmi among those who do pure service simply because she is your wife. Rather, you are most attached to the greatest devotees. You are attached to Lakshmi because she is greatest of all devotees. You are not attached to her because she is your wife. How can you say that? How can you say that you, full of 6 powers, 6 opulences, and marked with Srivasta on your chest, have been purified by the pure dust on the path tread by the Brahmanas? This is not so. You are very attached to Lakshmi by her pure service. Lord is not attracted to Lakshmi just because she is his wife. but he is attracted by her service as a great devotee. How can you say that Lakshmi does not give you up, though she serves you and you are indifferent to her, simply because of the mercy of the Brahmanas? Do you mark with Srivastra obtain the pure dust from the path of Brahmanas? How can you say that? My dear Lord, you say that you don't have any attachment to Lakshmi, then why you kept Srivastra mark on your chest? And you say that your feet became powerful and Lakshmi is worshipping that feet because I worship Brahmanas. What is this? It is all simply word jugglery. You are endowed with 6 powers. How can the 6 bhagas, Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Shasriya, etc., how can the Brahmanas with their pure dust purify you, marked with Srivasta? This is difficult to understand. My dear Lord, you are already endowed with 6 opulences, 6 powers. And what is the need for you to worship the Brahmanas to become more powerful? We are not able to understand all these things, these words of you. Like that, Kumaras are expressing their astonishment. Then they further continue. Dharmasya te bhagavata triyuga tribhisvai.
धर्मस्य ते भगवतः त्रियुगा त्रिभिस्वैः
Padvaischaracharamidam dvijadevatartam.
पद्मैश्चराचरमिदं द्विजतैवतार्हम्
Nunam brutam abhigati rajastamascha.
नूनमृतं तदभिगाति रजस्तमश्च
Sattve nano varadaya tanuva nirasya.
सत्त्वेन नो विरदया तनुवा निरस्य.
I will read the translation, Prabhu. O
Yes.
Lord, appearing in 3 yugas, 3 yugi, okay, destroying rajas and tamas, which obstruct dharma by sattva-guna, using your body which bestows blessings upon us as the personification of dharma, you protect the universe of moving and non-moving entities with your extraordinary qualities of austerity, cleanliness, and mercy in order to benefit the brahmanas and devatas. So you say that it is Brahmanas are spreading the glories of Dharma and it is the Brahmanas are spreading the glories of the Vedas and all. Not that. You yourself appearing in the mode of goodness, you yourself appearing in the mode of avatars protect Dharma. So how can you say that it is Brahmanas are doing? Not that. We the Brahmanas have never suffered contempt from you before this time because you appear clearly in 3 yugas. You are called 3 yuga. Or 3 yuga can mean 3 pairs. Bhagavan possessing 6 qualities, 6 opulences. The universe is protected by the 3 extraordinary qualities of austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. 3 qualities are mentioned because the truth continues in Kali Yuga in spite of the destruction of Dharma. You protect the universe for the Devatas and Brahmanas. Truth is still there, but the Lord appears in the form of austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. Wherever people follow tapasya, Saucha, and Daya, Lord will manifest there and Lord will manifest Sanatana Dharma in such kind of people, whoever follow these 3 wonderful qualities. By your body which gives blessings to us, you destroy Rajoguna and Tamoguna, which obstruct the qualities of Tapasya, Saucha, and mercy by Sattva-guna. Only by people who are in the mode of goodness, these 3 can be followed. Satyam, Saucham, Daya, and Saucham. Cleanliness, austerity, and mercy can be followed only by people in the mode of goodness. But wherever passion and ignorance are there, people cannot practice. By destroying passion and ignorance, by increasing the mode of goodness, you allow people to practice cleanliness, mercy, and tapasya. And in those places, you yourself manifest and protect the Sanatana Dharma in the form of bhakti. It is you who are doing everything, and you simply say that Brahmanas are doing everything. We don't understand why you are saying like that. It is your causeless mercy that you are giving all the credit to Brahmanas, like that they are saying. Then they further continue. Natvam vidottamakulam yadihatma gopam.
नत्वं द्वितीयोच्चमकुलं यदिहात्मकोपम्
गोप्ता वृषा स्वरहनेन ससूनृतेन
गोप्ता वृषा स्वर्हनेन सुनृतेन
तर्हेव नङ्क्षति शिवस्तव देवपन्था
तर्हि एव नश्यति शिवस्तव देवपन्था
लोको ग्रहिष्यदृषभस्य हि तत्प्रमाणम्
लोको ग्रहिष्यत् वृषभस्य हि तत्प्रमाणम्. O Lord,
If
you are the
you,
prophet.
I will read. If you, the most excellent form of dharma, did not protect the class of best brahmanas, who are to be protected by you with kind words and worship, then your auspicious path of the Vedas would be destroyed. Since people accept the actions of the most excellent person as authoritative, they say that we should be merciful to us even now. He seems upset. Let us pacify him. If you, the form of dharma, do not clearly protect the class of the best of the brahmanas, who should be protected by you, the path of the Vedas will be destroyed, since the people would accept the actions of the best persons as authoritative. So people in this world follow the footsteps of the great people. The brahmanas are considered to be the teachers, and if brahmanas are disrespected or insulted or criticized in any way, their authority will be neglected. Then the whole world is put into ruination. So in order to keep our authority intact, you are respecting us. Like that they are saying. They would not, the people in general would not worship the brahmanas or praise them with kind words. The Gita says, whatever the great man does, others follow. Thus, when you said that you take the dust from the brahmanas, though we could not understand, those words are for teaching the people in general. When people hear that Lord himself is respecting the brahmanas, Lord himself is saying that I am keeping the dust of the brahmanas on my head, the people in general also will follow that they should keep the dust of the brahmanas on their head. They should accept the brahmanas as their guru, and they should follow the instruction given by the brahmanas for their own benefit. To keep the culture of the world intact, you actually do this. Like that they are saying. So this is how the Kumaras are speaking. Haripriya Mataji, you raised your hand. Any question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, with all these arguments of Brahmana and Vaishnava, is it that all Vaishnavas are Brahmins and all Brahmins are not Vaishnavas?
So it is not like that. From our point of view, we should respect all the Vaishnavas and all the Brahmanas and all other living entities also. As a person desiring to become a devotee, we should have respect towards everyone. But in general, the Brahmanas are respected by the Supreme Lord because the Brahmanas are considered as authority in this world. Because Brahmanas are more than Vaishnavas in number.
Yeah.
So Brahmanas also should be respected. But from Lord's point of view, from devotees' point of view, Lord has special affection towards devotees more than that of Brahmanas.
But
that is within the devotee community, we should see like that. But in general, normally, Lord himself is showing respect to Brahmanas, so everyone should respect Brahmanas.
But in general, in Vaishnavas, we follow all the Brahmanical rules and regulations and everything as followed by Brahman. Is it that therefore, and plus Bhakti makes it more thing to accept by the Lord that Vaishnavas are more. Yeah.
I'll tell you one point. Later on it comes. There is a statement given in Mahabharata. Janmana jayate Shudra. By birth, every living entity is considered to be a Shudra. Samskaret bhavet Vipra. Samskaret bhavet Dvija. By undergoing the 16 samskaras, a person becomes Dvija. Dvija means like twice born. He is not only physically born, he is born through Veda mantras. So like that. He is qualified to go to Gurukula and study the Vedic knowledge, and hence, with the proper knowledge only, a person is called as a human being. He is called as Dvija, twice born. And then, Veda Part Abhyatayet Vipra. By studying the Vedas, one becomes Vipra, the knowledgeable in Shastra. And then Brahma Janati is Brahmana. Who is Brahmana? Brahmana is he who he understood the Brahman. Is he who understood the absolute truth. He had the complete knowledge of the absolute truth in his Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan feature.
Okay.
And somehow or other, he becomes attracted to Brahman feature of the absolute truth. Such person is called Brahmana. So Brahmana is a Brahmavadi and Vaishnava is a Bhagavanvadi. A Vaishnava is one who is attached to Bhagavan. A Brahmana technically is he who attached to Brahman. So that is the real meaning of a Brahmana.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
That's why they should be given all respect. But from the Vaishnava philosophy point of view, because the Vaishnava is attracted to Bhagavan feature, they are in the more closeness with the Supreme Lord. So like that, we should see. Yeah. There is one more devotee raise their hand. Who is that? Hare Krishna. Okay, you only. Fine. So it's already 1:30. I thought I'll complete. Sorry, I thought I'll complete this section until 26 verse because the flow will be there. Should we continue or should we stop here? 24, 25. Maybe 2 verses can we do? Just 2-3 minutes more.
Yes.
So with that, the words of the Kumaras will be completed.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Tatteన bhishtamiva sattvanidhervidisto
तत्तेन भीष्टमिव सत्त्वनिधेर्विधिस्तो
क्षेमं जनाय निजशक्तिभिरुद्धृतार्हे
क्षेमं जनाय निजशक्तिभिरुद्धि उद्धृतारेः
नैतावता तर्हि अधिपतेर्बत विश्वभर्तुः
नैतावता त्रियधिपतेर्बत विश्वभर्तुः
तेजक्षतं तु अवनतस्य सते विनोदः
तेजक्षतं त्वनन्तस्य सते विनोदः.
You, the ocean of Sattva, who desire the welfare of the people and who weed out the opposites of Dharma by your empowered kings, do not desire the destruction of Dharma. Since you are the Lord of the three worlds and the maintainer of the universe, your power is not decreased, though you act with humility to Brahmanas. That humility is only your pastime, your play. Let the Vedic path be destroyed. What do I care? Like that, Lord may think, but Lord will never think like that. The destruction of the path is not desired by you, who desire good for the people in general by giving them engagement in various actions, various varnashram duties by the dharmic scriptures. Or you desire the good of the people by your powers through kings in this world. You weed out the opposite of the dharma. Either by yourself or through your representative, the kings, you always protect Sanatana Dharma. That is your intention. You never act in such a way that dharma will be destroyed. Then Lord would say that. But does not humility before lesser beings reduce my power? Kumara says, no, my dear Lord, your power is not reduced when you act with humility before the Brahmanas for the purpose of rescuing dharma. That humility is only your pastime for the purpose of protecting and increasing dharma only. So like that. The Kumaras are saying that your words of respect towards us is not towards us. It is for the Brahmana community in general. That is to protect the principles of Dharma in the society in general. Like that. And finally, after saying all these things, the Kumaras say that, so my dear Lord, whatever it is happened, please forgive us for our sporadic behavior. If you think that we have made a mistake, if you think that we deserve to be punished, you please punish us. Like that, they can submit at the end unto Supreme Lord. Yam vanayordamam adisha bhavan vidatte.
यं वानयोर्दममधीश भवान् विधत्ते
वृत्तिं नुवा तद् अनुमन्महि निर्व्यलीकम्
वृत्तिं नु वा तत् अनुमन्महि निर्व्यलीकम्
अस्मासु वाय उचितो द्रियतां सदण्डो
अस्मासु द्वायदुदितो द्रियतां सदण्डो
ये नागसौ वयम् अयुङ्क्ष्महि किल्बिषेण
येनागसौ वयम् अयुङ्क्षमहि किल्बिषेण.
O Lord, we willingly accept what punishment or whatever punishment or reward you allot to the doorkeepers. May the suitable punishment which we gave to the innocent doorkeepers be our curse. By our curse be given to us. The Kumaras are saying that whatever curse we have pronounced against the Jai Vijaya, let that be given to us. And whatever you wish to give to Jai Vijaya, may you give. Whichever blessing or curse you want to give to punishment which we want to give to Jai Vijaya, let it be given to us. But whatever we have said, let that be given to us. Like that they are saying. Owing to you with body, mind and words, karmana, manacha, vasa, we make a request to you whose intentions are difficult to understand. We accept whatever punishment you award to the gatekeepers if you favor us, brahmanas, or whatever promotion in life you award them if you are affectionate to your devotee doorkeepers. Do that as you wish. O Lord, may the curse we gave to them go to Rasatala. Then they speak fearfully with tears and shaking bodies. Award fitting punishment to us, which we gave to the two sinless doorkeepers by our curse. So the Kumaras are saying now that previously we said that seeing friends and enemy the mentality of the material world, and you two doorkeepers are considering us to be the enemies of the Lord. Actually, we made the mistake. We are actually seeing the friends and enemies in the Jai Vijaya. So we are fit to go to material world where friend and enemy behavior is there. So instead of Jai Vijaya going to material world, let us go to let us go to material world, and whatever you wish to give, may blessing or reward to Jaya and Vijaya, may you give. Like that they are requesting the Supreme Lord. Previously they found fault with Jaya and Vijaya. Now they are saying that actually fault is within us. We deserve to go to material world. Please do that favor upon us. Like that they are requesting the Supreme Lord. So these are the concluding words of the Kumaras. So we'll stop here for today. It's already late. So hope I did not confuse. I request all of you to go through slides also once again for more clear understanding. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here.
Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Thank you,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. We'll stop here. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.